welcome back to Wendy's Colouring, and yay, finally, finished pages video. Finished pages that actually has some finished pages, which is always useful, isn't it? Not done that many really, considering it's 2 months, like I have to spend a month of not doing colouring. So it's odds, bits and pieces, and if I'm honest, I'm not totally happy with all of them, but I'm going to show them anyway, because this is where I am. Yeah, so let me shove these across. This one is the one that's annoying me the most. Excuse the glare, sorry. It's because I put one of them silly acetate covers on. So it's making a bit shiny. In fact, let's open it. Problem solved. So, yeah, first one, Welcome to the Forest by Morgan O'Brien from his Ko-fi site. If you want to grab it, it's free. This book, I've done a page in this before. I think I did. It was at Halloween. I did this one at Halloween, and I quite liked that I kind of added this green circle and then the black background. I did run out my alcohol markers. They were the Spectrum Tri-Brands, I think. Tri-Brands, if I can even say it. Can't say it today. Don't know why. But I did like the background, so I thought I'll do something similar with this next page. I really shouldn't, because it was a disaster. This whole page is a disaster. One thing after another. Some pages you just... you're on a no-win with. So yeah, sorry, this is a disastrous page, but I'm showing you anyway. So yeah, did the circle thing again, prefer the other page. Hated the colour, it was pale blue, just didn't work at all. Then thought, I know, I'll do some of that Spectrum, I'll do like a glitter ink. I got a few sets of them, and there was a nice blue one. Can you see it through? Yeah, look, that's how blue it was. That has this sparkle on, which you can kind of still see the sparkle, but oh, it dried so patchy. It just looked an absolute mess. And next to the light blue as well, that was not good. Not good at all. So I had to go back over the ink with, I think I used Winsor & Newton. It's like a calligraphy ink set that I've got, but this is the black that went over. I was quite surprised some of the glitter still showed through, so I kind of quite like that. But it was, like I say, blue. It just was, yeah, you can't really see it on the back how patchy it was, but up here it just looks an absolute mess, even though it was just one coat, and yeah, I don't know, has put me off using it again. Then, what markers did I use? I think I did use my Hoo Hoo set. I don't have a huge set. I think I have 3 of the 48 sets. So I have like a bright set, a pastels, and a skin tone. And then I went totally crazy using too many acrylic pens. I think these are my Light Wish ones on this page, but I have taken too much out of this image. I think it kind of detracts away from it a little bit, doesn't it? And I've made a right mess of a nose. No looking at a nose. It's not for looking at. I don't know what I was... Like I said, this page. You know, sometimes you just start a page, don't you? And this is just... Thank goodness I can reprint this. Just get it out and redo it again, because I do not like it. I've used some luminance pencils on a skin. The golden markers for little buttons, my Light Wish golden markers. I do like them, they're good. I went back over this with one of the Deco Time twin markers, because the light colour that was the same as this sky just wasn't working for the circle. The Deco Time markers, yeah, they don't dry very evenly either. But I knew I'd used quite a bit of ink doing that, so I didn't want to waste my Hoo ink on it again. So I did go over with those as well. But yeah, all in all, this page was a disaster. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But yeah, sometimes it's a learning curve, isn't it? Sparkle inks, only for small details. I think in my head, that's where they should only be used. Because patchy was not nice. Anyway, moving on. Moving on from the disaster. There's not too many more disasters, thankfully. This is a lovely book that I've had for a long, long time. It did pop up on my Artex markers video that was quite a while ago now. So you will have seen bits of this page already. But Fairy Bliss by Lenka Filanenko. Sorry, I'm saying that wrong. But this is a beautiful book, and I have really enjoyed working on this page. And I do like this page. Hooray, thank goodness. Yeah, I really enjoy... I like a bit of a girly image, let's be honest. Some nice pretty fairies and some flowers. Yay, I'm in. I do like it. Skin is my usual go-to luminance for all her skin work. Then flowers, I think, and the butterflies were a mix of some luminance with some Holbeins. So I like the darker tones in my luminance because the pigment is so strong in them. But then obviously Holbeins have the nice pastels, and I always find they kind of blend together really nicely. The creaminess of the Holbein just works well with the luminance. They kind of seem to mix together really easily. They'll blend really nicely. And then obviously I did a lot of work with the Artex, that new box of Artex paint pens on her skirt, in the edges of the flowers. You can see me doing that towards the ends of the Artex video if you'd like. I've gone in since as well around the edge of some of the leaves as well, because they did this book. I love this book. It's on great paper, it's nice card, but as you can see, the black is very, very black. So when you've got really like soft edges of petals that you really don't want a heavy black line on, or at least I don't want a heavy black line on, you know, it does take a good marker really to knock those back. They do need a couple of coats, but you can literally do a bit, go straight back, do it again. It's not a let it dry situation. They dry pretty quick, those, and they'll accept another layer pretty quick as well. They're good for that. And then a tiny bit of Pentel Jewel Hybrid just in this headdress and around this bit in her waistband. Only a tiny smidgen. I don't even think you can pick it up. There you go. A little tiny bit in there. But yeah, I like this piece much better than the last one. Thank goodness. I like this piece and I enjoyed doing this piece. I did and ah about doing a background in this, but I just thought, no messing, just leave it as it is. And I did and ah about taking the black out of these little headdress things, but they're so small, and yeah, I thought I'm just going to make a mess of it, aren't I? What I have used in here, which is quite unusual for me, is some of the fluorescent pencils. So Holbeins have fluorescent pencils, and then the Artex set of acrylic markers has fluorescent acrylic pens. So I've used them together in the wings and in some of the butterflies, the fluorescence. And I quite like it. I just wanted to do something a bit different for the wings. Like, I automatically go to some kind of glittery or metallic kinds of effect, and I just thought, actually, I do want to try something a little bit different. So it is just the fluorescence, bit of the yellow, a bit of there's like a funny purple, isn't there, that's always in fluorescent sets, and then I've used the orange to outline her little wings, and a little bit of outlining inside some of the butterfly wings to kind of match and pull them together. So yeah, that was a bit of an unusual colour choice for me, but I just fancy, I wanted to use those markers. How sad is that? I must use them. And B, I just thought, yeah, I want to do something a bit different. I think I'm going to try that, see how it goes, do something a bit not run of the mill for me. But yeah, I was quite pleased with that. Enjoyed this book. I'm going to do some more in this, I think. Quite like this one is calling, but obviously it's a lot of work, isn't it? There's I mean, I like a mushroom, but there's a lot of mushrooms in this page. I just wish the grey scale was a bit lighter in parts. Like, it's quite heavy in some of it. But yeah, it's a lovely book. I think I did get this from that Polish colouring book seller. Can't think of the name now. It's vanished off my head. I will have linked to it in countless hauls, no doubt. But yeah, Fairy Bliss, Lenko Felenenko. You can get this as an Amazon version, I think, at the moment, if you want to get that a bit cheaper. Then, thinking of Amazon books, Gary Wolf's Mini Mania 3. This is the only one of these I have. These are very cute. I could very easily buy them all, but I don't think I will. I think I'm just sticking with 3. I like this one. I think this is probably enough for me. I'm trying to be good. It's not going to last, is it? But, you know, I'm trying to be good and not buy every book that winks at me. So this is my first page in here, and I think I was working in this in March, but just with my 72 set of Chroma Flows, Dermot Chroma Flows, and now obviously I've got the bigger 150, separate video for that if you want to have a look at them. I have been using those in there just to add in a few extra colours, and it has made it a lot easier to do the kind of building stone kind of effects, because I think I'd done these roof tiles and I'd done this little bit possibly last time you saw it in colouring plans, but I hadn't done the green, and I don't think I'd done much of the building last time you saw it. And it was tricky with just the 72. There's not a huge amount of colours in there, and when you've got an idea for something that you want the right colours for it, don't you? And yeah, the 150s I'm finding a lot more useful as a set, and I'm quite enjoying working them. This Amazon paper obviously is a bit rough, to say the least. It's taking quite a few layers to get that kind of smoother look to the colour that you want. You see a lot of the texture of the page, so you do have to work them. But obviously the Chromo Flows are a bit softer, not as softer as Prismas, but closer in that direction, so you can get quite a good build up, and they do have quite a lot of strong pigment. Like the colour payoff with these is really nice. I have been really enjoying them this month. I've been deliberately using them this month to see kind of how I felt about them when you're using them a bit more long term than just a swatch chart. And yeah, I have really enjoyed them on this. So it's Chromo Flows, and then literally that set of 60 Artex markers is all I've used on this little page. So nothing too exciting, just your basics. But yeah, I have enjoyed it. It's a fun little page. Yeah, no stress, just relaxing. I think that's the thing I will say about all these pages that I've done, other than that first one, which was a disaster. The pages that I have really enjoyed working on, the pages that I find comforting. I've gone a bit colour crazy on most of them, and I've enjoyed that, because I do love a bit of colour. You might have noticed, obviously. But yeah, that's my page in Gabby Wolf's Mini Mania colouring book number 3. It's cute. I just wish I could get it as a download, not as an Amazon book, so I could print it on something a bit better. But we are where we are, aren't we? Then I did a little bit in Fairy Miracles, Clara Markova. Not worked in this book for a while. And what I have noticed about this book, early on when I got these, I think it was this one of the ones I got second hand, I can't remember, but early on I did work in these in my Brute Fooners. Was it my Squares? I think it was my Squares, or possibly my 520s, but I've noticed since, when I look back at the pages that I did with my Brute Fooners, so I think I did this with my Brute Fooners and this with my Brute Fooners, but it's really faded quite badly. Like these I think were quite dark originally, but like I kind of feel like a lot of it has worn off, particularly in the wings there and on the flowers, and yeah, I'm not quite sure what's going on with that. But anyway, side note, at some point I might have to work back on that page. This, unsurprisingly, is again Derwent Chroma Flows. Because literally they're the only pencils I've had out pretty much this month. The odd bit of luminance here and there, but this one is pure Chroma Flow, nothing else at all, other than I have used my Gangna acrylic pens and a smidge of Posca White just in some of these little flower heads as well, just to add to it. Why did I do these little bunnies pink? Because I wanted. I have no idea. I did the flowers because I really wanted to do the flowers. I find that quite relaxing. Just repetitive flowers that are all pretty much exactly the same, aren't they? So it was easy to do and just get on with it. And then I kind of decided I wanted the background greens. So yeah, I just wanted them to be a colourful contrast to the green and the purple that I'd got in. So yeah, bright pink with yellow. Why not? I don't know what I was thinking either. It's probably some kind of madness. But it's what I wanted to do. I enjoyed it, so here it is. But yeah, surprisingly, for a Clara Markova page, there is not one bit of glitter. Nothing sparkly. Literally just colour pencil and a bit of acrylic marker, just to knock some of her black lines back, because again, they are pretty strong. And I'm going to keep an eye on this page and just see how much of the colour pigment stays as the colour pigment. Because when I was looking back further, I know this page was in luminance, but this is also much lighter. The background in particular, like if you have the luminance set, you know, the darkest of the kind of purple blues is a really dark pencil, and I know that's what that is, and that's quite light now. So I don't know if this paper has been bleached quite a lot and maybe it's having a bit of a reaction, or is it an acid reaction in the paper? I don't know, but these were definitely a lot darker, so I'm a bit worried about what's going on in this book. So I'm going to keep an eye on this page and just see how much the colour changes, because that is a bit frustrating. The one up in front of it, this one is Derwent Artist, and I am thinking these are lighter as well than last time when I looked at it. I might actually have a look at some of these on my past recordings just to see what the colour change is, because this also feels a little bit lighter, but yeah, can't do anything about it if that is what's happening. Can't change the paper if that's what it is that's causing it. Who knows? Has anybody had that? Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm imagining it. Who knows? Then I did another little page in Emma's Tale, which is Grazia Salvo's Inktober book from 2020. I'm not sure whether this is still available. There might still be some on Etsy if you have a look at it. It is a lovely, lovely book. Really nice paper. It's hardback. I think the only thing I am finding is because it's quite a chunky hardback, when you really want to get in that page, it's quite a fight. You have to be kind of quite brutal with it to make it stay on the page you're trying to work. So I've done this one is the only one I've done, and I wanted it to kind of go with this one that I've done before. So this is in my Ohuhus. I have done this one this month. But yeah, this is all pretty much in my Ohuhu markers, as I shall show you, because obviously it goes through. You can pretty much see which I have done and which I haven't. Obviously the black was already on this book. This book does, again, have some quite dark grayscale on it, which is why I've been using my Ohuhu markers on it, because you're not going to get a huge amount of colour payoff. So the markers are working quite nicely on it. And yeah, I've quite enjoyed this. It was a fairly quick one, as you might imagine. Spent a little bit of time on her skin and her face. So all the skin is Ohuhu, and then I've worked a little bit of luminance over the top, just the red of her cheeks. I think I was working on the skin, and then Amazon man at the door, and then I was like, I can't blend the pink in now because it's all dried. So that's a bit annoying. I'll just do it with a pencil over the top. Thankfully I'd got to the end of her face at least, because that would have been bad, wouldn't it, if I'd stopped halfway. And yeah, a little bit of luminance work just around the eyes and on the cheeks, a little bit on the chin. Hands, I think I've literally just left it as a hoo-hoo base, a little bit in the background and a little bit in her clothing and on the little bits of coral that she's got, and a tiny little bit in her hair, but most of her hair was just a hoo-hoos really. I think I did just use a little bit of Derwent Drawing White actually, just for a little bit of highlight in it. But yeah, I quite like this little book. It's cute. It's a little bit miserable. I think that's the only thing I'll say. Even my husband went in and went, she's not looking very happy, is she? And yeah, she's not, is she? She's a bit, it is a bit, it's not the most cheerful of books, I think. The imagery feels a bit down on some pages. That one's a bit non-chirpy, isn't it? But I like it. I think the drawings in it are beautiful, and it's a really good quality book. I'm not sure what these journal bits, space to express your thoughts and feelings. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. That's not going to happen. But I might colour some of them in. Oh, look at it. Fluffy little mouse. Quite cute. But yeah, it's a lovely book. So that's my second one in Emma's Tale by Grazia Salvo. Then I think this one does win Favourite of the Month for me, obviously. So R.J. Hampson's latest Around the World, a Mr. Fogarty colouring book. Had to do one of these. I think I was naughty and I did pick one that I hadn't selected in my colouring plans, but when I came to look through it properly in my I'm actually going to work in this book, this one just jumped out at me and I wanted to do it. Because it is a lovely place, so why wouldn't we? So let's go in a smidge. So yeah, my favourite character obviously in Venice, where he's inspired to sketch the architecture. Snail takes a trip on the canals and a bit of gelatos. If only we were there. And yeah, it was a bit of a funny one to work on, this one, really. I knew I really wanted to work on this arch, and I did enjoy working on this arch. It took quite a while, actually. There's quite a lot of layers. I'm back in my chroma flows again on this. I think that's pretty much all I've used on it. Oh no, I did use a bit of direct drawing. So yeah, my full set of chroma flows, 150, and a couple of the kind of bricky, building-y direct drawing pencils, just to add in a few more unusual shades, because obviously I'm using quite a lot of various shades of brown, and you just want as many different ones as you can when you're working on this page. The sky, I did the arch and then thought, no, I'm going to do the sky next, and the sky didn't quite go as I wanted it. This sky was not the sky that I imagined, but I kind of just went with it. And then obviously tried to put a bit of it in the water and some of the buildings in the water and a bit of the reflection in the water. But yeah, I quite enjoyed playing about with it. And obviously I save him till last, so I do all the scene and then I save him till last, because that's the best bit, doing his little quirky clothes. I've given him quite tealy clothes this time, which I'm not sure is totally him, but you know, it's what he got today. But yeah, I did enjoy it. Enjoyed playing about with the water. The water did take quite a lot of time. There was quite a lot of layers in it. And again, these are my Gang Noir markers. I think I did use one of the Artex whites. I've been using that Artex white. It's getting used a lot because it's still here on my desk on the side. Out of that 60 box, I'm using a lot because it's a good little marker. I've taken pretty much most of the line work out in the centre, but I've not taken it out of the arch. I kind of liked it in the arch. I kind of felt it needed that crispness of it. I don't know about taking the edge of it off down this little barley twist kind of effect, but I didn't want to spoil it, so I left it alone, which is unusual for me. Normally I can't help myself and just have to do something with it. Yeah, so that was my last finished page this month. So at least I got some done. I have got a whip that's on the way. I haven't finished my robots whip. If you saw that in my finished pages, it's exactly the same. I've literally not touched it, so I haven't fished it out of my work bag. But I did start a little bit, tiny little bit, on this, what's it called? Big book of colouring bookmarks by Ellie Marks. I've printed it on my Neenan paper, which I really like. This is, again, surprise, surprise, Chromaflows. I'm not sponsored by Chromaflows. I bought them myself. But yeah, I've quite enjoyed using them. So I've started doing this. Is it tulip? I've done it in this imagined colour scheme. But yeah, they're going to be all that colour. I think I might do different ones each time. But yeah, I quite like starting on that. And then the only other thing I've finished this month is obviously my diamond art painting, which is, oh, hold on, I'm going to knock everything off with this box because this box is massive, this one. So I've just finished, sorry for the weird angle, but it's hitting my monitor if I put it straight. I know this bit's probably not for everyone. Thank you for watching my colouring. If you're off and you don't want to see my diamond painting, fair enough, totally understand. I know it's not for everyone, but I have just finished this one, which is Zodiac by Muka. It's massive. This was my first ever diamond art piece. I bought it secondhand off one of the Facebook groups. It's 70 centimetres by 93 or 27 by 36 inches. It's a monster. It's my first square and my first diamond art proper one. I've only ever had cheapy Amazon ones before this, and this has been a learning curve, let me just say, because this was so large. Ooh, let me move that out of the way now before I clap myself and knock a load of things off. I shall post a little video of it and some photos as I chat, but yeah, it's been a bit of a learning curve to say the least, this painting technique. I didn't really know what I was doing with it. I'd never done a square before. The squares are quite a bit of work, aren't they? I like the look of it. I think the finish is better on a square. It kind of, it feels a bit more finished than a round to me in my head. I don't know, but getting them actually square can become a bit compulsive, can't it? I think that is the problem. And this was so big. It has taken me, it's literally taken me a year. It has taken me a year, and it's only because I've had some events that I've done more of it rather than my colouring over the last month. So yeah, I finally finished it, thank goodness. Hurrah! I think I have realised that as much as I enjoyed it, it's too big. I don't want to do one that big again. And the colours in it are not bright enough for me. I did get really fed up with beiges and browns. Like, I like the look of it. The image itself is beautiful. That's why I bought it. But the actual doing of it, another beige, another brown, dark burgundy. Please, can I just have some bright colours? So it has made me think, do not buy any more beige coloured pieces. I was going to do all of the Muka pieces. I thought they'd be nice together. But it's really put me off doing any more of them, just because the colour scheme is dull. There's no other way to say it. I do like bright colours, as you've seen for my colouring today. I miss having bright colours. Any future paintings will be in bright colours. Anyway, I finally finished it. Hooray! It's taken literally a year. It might even be longer than a year. I've not actually worked out when I bought it. I thought I'd never finish it. I really just thought, I'm never going to get this done. It's so big. It's unbelievable. Anyway, enough chat. Thank you very much for watching. Sorry if you hate diamond art painting. But yeah, I'd finished it this month, so I'm going to show it. So just fast forward. It's fine. Thank you very much for watching. Much appreciated. Hope you're enjoying your colouring. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.